Good evening and welcome back to Auntie's Garden. And I'm back in my Southern California Grow Zone 10B garden just to give you an update on what's going on. And right here we have my black strawberry cherry tomatoes that have started to come in. There's a few here on the tomato plant. And I also see that my Roma tomatoes are starting to come in also. So there's one down in there if you can see it right there. So happy to see they're coming in. I did some pruning on my tomato plants this weekend just to make sure that they were airing out, had a lot of air passing through them and helping them to grow better. Here's my blackberry bush that keeps blossoming, but I don't have any fruit on it. So hopefully I'll have something this summer. Here are my cantaloupe. So this is one that I started the seed indoors and then I transplanted it. So it's finally starting to take off. Here's another one. And then I also directly sowed some cantaloupe here, just in case the transplants didn't make it. So they seem to be doing pretty good. Here is my red and white potato grow bag. So I recently added some more soil in. Initially the soil was about halfway up the bag and I had covered the starts over. These were potato starts that I used for this one. And then I brought the soil bag, the soil line up. It's about right here now, close to the top. So I have a lot of foliage. I do have something eating on them, but so far they seem to be doing okay. Don't quite know what it is that's been eating the leaves. Here's my sweet potato grow bag. So in previous videos I had talked about it was difficult to get them started. Something just was eating at them. So as you can see, something is back again eating. I don't quite know what that is. But I will be adding something to try to help them survive. And over here, this is a potato that I put in here. And these are the slips that are growing off of this potato. And I'm probably going to start those in the grow bag. I'm going to directly place the slips into the soil rather than trying to root them in water. So these are some of my fruit plants. This is a boysenberry. This is my pink lemonade blueberry and another blueberry. I used to have some flowers, but nothing came up. No fruit came up on these. So we'll see how they go a little bit later in the summer as it gets hotter. Maybe I'll see some fruit. This is my these are my strawberry plants, and there's a kale plant in there. My strawberry plant has been giving me strawberries. So as they come in, I just eat them. Here are my sugar snap peas. They've been doing really well. Had a few harvests off of it. This is my zucchini plant. And as you can see, I have a zucchini in there. And I have another one right there. So I'm happy about those. These are some starter plants that I have. I have a video on my superfood seed garden that I'm growing. So I'll have another video to talk about how they're doing. This is the Clancy Tomato. Clancy Potato. And only one survived. So here's another tomato plant. I don't have anything coming out on this one. This is that Black Beauty tomato in here, and then there is a beefsteak tomato that's in there, but I don't see any tomatoes yet coming out. I got distracted because my San Marzano, I hadn't seen these. Here's some more right here. I didn't see those. So this is my San Marzano. Lots of tomatoes coming out. I'm excited about that. And in here I also have a Cherokee Purple. I don't see anything on this Cherokee Purple yet. These are my carrots. They're doing good. Of course, they need to be thinned out. This is the red okra. I'm going to place this in a grow bag by itself, probably next week. This is another squash that I had. More tomato plants, and as you can see, I really pruned these pretty good. This is my broccoli plant. It's just coming along. I do harvest off of it quite a bit. It has bolted, but I still harvest off of it. Still some leaves here. Here's another tomato plant. Here's a better view. I pulled out a lot of stems and gave it a lot of air so that it could continue to grow. There's quite a few tomatoes on here. This was a volunteer tomato plant I've been eating. It's very sweet. Here's some spinach. Spinach is going to flower. I harvested a lot from there. Over here I have a lot of greens, lots of collards. Here's some red mustards back here. Some red mustards back there. Some collards in here. Swiss chard. I eat off of this Swiss chard. It is so delicious. I eat a lot of this Swiss chard. More collards here. I've been eating these as well. They're really good. And then of course, you've seen my garbanzo beans. They're coming along. Still growing. I purchased some black-eyed peas in the supermarket, and I threw them in this bag a week ago, and they have already germinated. Those are black-eyed peas. I think another name for them are cow peas, but I never call them that. More spinach. Lots and lots of spinach. I've harvested quite a bit off of this. More spinach. This is a black bean plant. I haven't had any beans come up. I did have flowers. There are flowers that have come out on it, but I haven't seen any beans come up on this. But it's nice and green. And these are more bush beans in here. Look at all of these flowers coming out. And the leaves are so green and luscious. I had a problem with this plant, and the leaves were turning really yellow and spotty, but I added some blood meal and watered it in really good, And they are all now green. Lots of blooms are coming, so I'm going to have some beans pretty soon. I was trying to show you what you can see here. This is what was happening to the leaves. They were turning like this yellowish color. And I just added some blood meal to the soil, and within a week or so, they picked back up. Over here are my onions. I have some onions growing here. So they don't look like they're ready, but do have those. Just come around to the patio. There's my lime tree is doing well and just growing out and bushing out. And here's my Meyer lemon. Look at this, you guys. It smells so good when the wind passes over these blossoms. My patio smells so good. Look at all these blossoms. And there's some lemons. There's some lemons there too. Last year, I had a lot of lemons covered. This is a very young plant. A lot of lemons came. They just dropped off because it was just so young, but 2 survived. Over in my greenhouse, I have some starts in there. Those are my superfood seeds that are growing in there. Got some peppers that I've recovered, and I'll be putting those out. They have been attacked by cabbage loopers, and boy, did they really get eaten up. Those leaves really were eaten up. This is my Merlot lettuce in here with some onions. I have some kale and some collards all in there growing together. That should be nice. Here's my onion tower. So everything is going to get fed after I finish the video. I have a pumpkin vine that is just spreading everywhere, and I don't have any pumpkins yet, but I just love the fact that it's spreading. I needed to trellis it, so I'll have to get something to send that vine up vertically, because it's all over the patio plants. Picked up some more fertilizer. This is what I use.